What is going on? What is going on, y'all? Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Beyond the Hustle. I am your MC, Daniel Tadamy, and join with me, as always, serial entrepreneur himself, Mr. Paul Renee Jr. What is going on? What is going on, Paul? What is going on, my brother? This is episode
Hey man,
3.
appreciate the applause, man. It is I, your tax guy, Paul Renee. I'm out here with Maestro, the Maestro, Daniel Tattermy, the glue that keeps this together. What's up, Beyond the Hustle Nation? Thanks for joining us once again on this, glorious event. This is the 33rd episode, 3-3. That's
Yes,
two
sir. Yes,
threes
sir.
equals sixes. These are some good numbers. I love it. Man,
Yeah.
33.
Yeah.
We're, I guess, a quarter of the way, or a third of the way there, my friend. We're a third of the way to 100 episodes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, man. That big 100.
That's crazy,
Woo.
bro. That's
I can,
crazy.
I can, I can see the future on that, man. I'm excited about that. How you feel? How you been, Maestro? What's going on with you?
Oh man, doing a lot, man. But it's been cool, man. I got a busy weekend ahead of me. I'm moving my brother's moving back from Detroit, from Michigan down back here. So I'm going up there this weekend, and we're gonna drive back. We're gonna drive back. So that's gonna be a crazy drive. Crazy drive.
Detroit,
But
the home of the hustlers, right there, man. The home of the swipers don't swipe me. Detroit. I heard it's on the come up though, man. Detroit's been going bad for a while, and then COVID hit, and I
yeah.
heard it got a little bit worse. Even I mean, during the time that it was on the rising, you
Hmm.
used to be a good location, and I think it still is a good location for investors to take a look at as far as real estate goes. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what's going on with the market out there in Detroit. Fill
Hmm.
us in. But I know some people from Detroit, and you gotta be able to have that street smarts amongst you when you're out there in Detroit. I heard. I've never been there, but it's just
Yeah.
word of the street is, Detroit is one of those
It's tough out
places.
there.
Um, I don't know. Is Detroit where Dr. Umar was supposed to be opening up that school? You know what I'm
In
talking
Detroit?
about? I mean, that's yeah.
Nah.
I don't know. Is it? Oh no. Where is it supposed to be? Where's this Frederick Douglass Academy that he's supposed to open? Supposed to be located? I
What?
mean, have you heard about Dr. Umar? You heard
No.
about what's been going on with him?
No.
Oh man. Well, let me
No.
let
What?
me let me yeah, let me spill some tea on that right there, man. Right. So I don't know if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, man. I know we haven't talked for a minute, but he got
Yeah.
on live, Instagram live, and was like, "Hey, my brothers and sisters, my black people, Dr. Umar has a message for you. Uh, Apparently, my account is frozen. I repeat, Dr. Umar has a message for you. Apparently, my account is frozen. A friend of mine had asked me for some money, and I said, all right, I'm gonna hook him up with some money. So I went and tried to access my bank account, but unfortunately, my brothers and sisters, my bank account is frozen. Let me say it again, brothers and sisters. My bank account is frozen. Brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar's bank account is frozen. That guy is crazy.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
on.
Apparently, he blamed it on, yeah. Apparently, he blamed it on one of the women that he was talking to, and I'm not sure the specifics, but the dude got on live and was asking people to donate him some money because he has no money in his pocket right now since someone
Oh.
froze his account. So brothers and sisters, please help. Here's my cash app. Right? He was asking
No
for some
way,
money.
bro.
Yeah, he was asking for money. He said his account was closed, and then reportedly, he was going on a back and forth with some woman. He was saying that I guess that was the woman who froze his account or something, and a lot of gossip. I don't know the whole story. People in the chat, uh, beyond the hustle nation, if there's any way you can elaborate on this topic, to include Phil Daniel in. I love it. But he blamed someone, and this might be two separate stories, but this is around the same time.
Yeah.
He blamed someone for the incident. Said it was a woman that he was dealing with, uh, and she was giving him that uh, super sloppy toppy, but
Good
down
God.
there was smelling like freaking some fish down there,
She
some
said that about
grouper, some
him?
snapper. He was saying that he was
Okay.
thinking about he was gonna think about smashing, but it smelled like grouper or tilapia down there. So he was like, "Nah, I ain't doing it." But then she got
Mm.
back on live and was put him on blast. It was like, "Yeah, this man's broke. He came into town,
No.
didn't even he came into town, asked me to pick him up from the airport, didn't have a car, all
No
this.
way.
Why am I talking
No
about this?
way.
Why am I talking? She was blowing up his spot, saying he had no car. She had to borrow her car, or she had to drive him around or pick him up or whatever. Take him to see his mother, right, and then ask her to watch his mother for him. Just met the girl and was asking her to watch his mother for him. A
Now,
lot
do
of
you
beef,
believe
back and
that?
forth between these two. I do believe he's going through some financial issues. I mean, you wouldn't come on live and say, "Hey, help me out." I don't believe his account was froze because while he was looking to give someone some money, the way he tried to portray it was,
Yeah.
someone asked him to borrow some money, and he was like, "Sure, I'm going to my account and send you this money, but now I can't access my account right anymore." And then he's like, "Hey, freaking brothers and sisters, please send me some money, send me to my PayPal," right? And I'm thinking, hold on, if your account is froze, how are you gonna be able to use it from your Cash App or your PayPal anyway,
That's what I'm
right? Like,
thinking. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? What is up with you? You have no other lines of credit, my boy. You have no other accounts. You have no credit cards. So this is
See,
the guy that's talking, Pan Africanism and unity, and people come and donate and everything, and only black people and all this,
hmm
but
hmm
yet he
hmm
doesn't even have a credit card. He doesn't even have any means to be able to transport himself from the airport. He has to
hmm
rely on a woman who was just jumping in his DMs that he was taking advantage of, right? I mean, you could tell just by looking at the woman, she was out there on clearance anyway, right? Like no nobody was
she
gonna
on
go ahead
sale.
and
Nobody wanted.
and yeah, nobody was gonna get it, straight full price fresh off the rack. Nah, man, it was
No
on the
way,
clearance
bro.
rack.
No way,
Um,
bro.
but yeah, man, he ended up having to utilize that. But
Yeah.
that's not it. But wait, there's more, right? So
Dang.
this is,
So
I
he been
mean,
going
hey,
through.
hey, look, man, I'm gonna put it to you guys like this, right? You have to look into the life of the people who you are taking financial advice or any type of advice from. I'm not trying to listen to somebody who isn't put together trying to give me advice about anything
Trying to give you.
historically
Yeah.
wise,
Yeah.
financially wise, relationship wise.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Who are
Yeah.
you to be an expert in the area of life and everything if you don't even have your life together? You guys gotta pay attention to who you, or who you're looking at for advice, and who you supposed to be your mentors. You know,
hmm hmm
if they're not in the position that you want to be in life,
hmm
um, you need to find other mentors. So that's not all. So a couple of days after that, which doesn't seem coincidental, he gets on Brothers and Sisters. It's Dr. Umar again, and I need to give you a public announcement. Brothers and sisters, I need to give you a public announcement. Brothers and sisters, it's Dr. Umar again. I need to give you a public
So,
announcement.
so
I was out of the country doing something, minding my own business, and then next thing you know, I get notification that the school that I've been trying to raise since 2016 and asking brothers and sisters for money for every time I get online is about to be auctioned off because I didn't pay at the water bills or taxes or whatever the case was. He had some type of bill or lien put against
yeah.
the school
The
that
school.
was not paid for, that they said we're gonna put up for auction within the next
No
coming
way.
weeks.
No
Yeah, so
way.
can you imagine the thousands of dollars brothers and sisters invested on this hustler? You know, I know a swindler, man. When I see one, man, I grew up in the church. I seen them passing the plates around
You
and
see
stuff,
the you
man.
see the
I know how they get down, man. I know a hustler when I see one, bro. He had no school. You know how fast it would have been able to take to get a school put up, you know,
I'm trying to
with all
find
these
where the
people
school was at, bro.
donating it. I don't know. Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey
Frederick
Academy.
Doug Frederick
Douglas,
Frederick
Martrick,
Douglass,
uh,
yeah.
uh,
Uh
Marvin,
Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, yeah, Marcus Garvey Academy.
I don't even know where it
So
was located at. It
let me
doesn't even
find
say
out
where it was located at.
because it's not even established yet.
Where he was
Yeah,
even trying to
man,
build it at.
they were auctioning it. They're auctioning it now. Let me see.
That's what I'm saying. But where? So he had a location somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you where.
Cause I didn't even know he was trying to do this school, bro. But because I'm telling you what, bro,
Delaware, in Delaware.
this is what I was talking to my younger brother about, bro. When it comes to this race stuff, bro, there is no. I get what people are trying to do when they talk about like black this and black that. I understand that, but bro, it has to come from a position of like, it's not saying that oh we're gonna go all black or we're gonna do nah. It has to unify,
Look,
in my opinion, bro. It has to unify. It can't be no. I understand you want to have your black pride and all that. You could do all that, but if it comes at the expense of like downgrading
correct.
another race, bro, then no, I can't. I can't get with that. I can't get behind
The
that. You know?
mission,
Yeah,
right?
and I never was huge on Dr. Umar, bro. I never was huge on that because you're gonna condemn and talk about people for wanting to deal with white women, bro. No, I no.
Yeah.
You can go where you want to go, bro. That's not how I get
Love,
down, dog.
love is love. Value is value. There's good and bad
Yeah,
people all around, man. You got to unify
facts.
with what you are attracted to. Yeah, man. Majority of the time, when I see guys go that route, their lives are miserable. They're holding a grudge against something that happened to them, you know, and then now they're taking it out on everybody.
Right.
Some white girl probably turned them down, and now you just like, you know what, forget about it. My black
Yeah.
sisters,
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, fist
Yeah.
up in the air. You could tell he had some mental disorder. Any guy that's walking around with African gear all the time and brothers and sisters and repeating himself got some issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy is located in Wilmington, Delaware. Specifically, it is at risk of being auctioned due to unpaid vacant property registration fees, according to an Instagram post. The city is demanding payment of overdue fees and utilities by August 25th, or the property will be sold, according to the post. Well, and according to what he said as well, right? It's
So it's not gonna make it,
gonna be.
basically.
Well, I know that one of these guys, one of these influencers, Marquis Devon, I get Marquise Devon, something like that. He proposed to help pay for that lien as long as he can get a percentage of the business. So he put it out there and he's waiting for, yeah, he's like, look, if you miss up in this opportunity, you're going to regret it. He's like, he even said, he said back in 2016, he donated a large sum of money to Dr. Umar just to get this stuff rolling. He was upset because, you know, Dr. Umar is over here not filling the shoes that he was portraying that he wanted to fit, man. And so it was just something that I wanted to bring up, man. So, you know, I was under the assumption that it was located in Detroit, you know, but it's out there
Yeah.
in Delaware, my boy.
Dog.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Dr.
It,
Umar, with his brothers and sisters? I need my hands to be filled
Dog,
with the money that you work with,
when
man. Brothers and
whenever
sisters,
you
man.
build your brand or your name or your, you know, I say people are displaying characters online. I say social media is just like a big entertainment pool and everyone is portraying a
Mhm.
character. I get on here and I portray a character, you know,
Yeah,
it's me, but you know, you accent who you are, right? Because when you're in front of this camera and you're doing this, you don't want to run the risk of not being able to exit that character or have that character spill over into your personal life. That's why I tell
right.
people online, I counsel people and I say, be you times 10, right? So that way you get some people who, there was this guy, he was streaming like this, you know, IRL streamers and real life streamers, and I'm gonna go somewhere with this, right? And he would do like 24-hour, 48-hour streams, and it got to the point he said I had to calm down on my like daily streaming because, or like streaming for such long periods of times. He was just being real transparent about his experience. He was like, because I'll be at breakfast sitting down eating a bowl of cereal, and I just start talking to chat, and there's no camera on. I'm not streaming, but I'm talking to my chatters, you know, because you're just so locked into that character. It's just tough to separate. That's why you never want to create a character that's not you, right? Because it's
Right.
hard to separate that. I say that to say, if you build your brand or you're going to build something off of what I like to call like something what he was doing that was like fad driven. That was like riding a wave. He's riding the black wave. He's riding the race wave, the Pan African wave, whatever you want to call that. You
Yeah.
riding that wave.
Yeah.
Those wave ends. Those waves end. Unless
Black
you
Lives
really about
Matter.
that life. Yeah, you riding
Yeah.
that wave. Those waves, they end. If you're gonna be pro-black, you're gonna do all that, then be educational, be inspirational, have something where it's like, yeah, you're pro-black, but like you're standing on top of like facts on education, you know, on a belief system or whatever. Right. It can't just be. And then now every time something happens in the news, then you get on that. You wave riding. You know, there's nothing stable. You know that you can stake your claim on, and then you talking about we must stay focused. Those things, and then you talking about that's why, and that's what makes it so bad because you were so pro-black heavy, and you were still messing with white women. But you painted that narrative. Not that I have a problem with it or anyone has a problem with it. You built that narrative. You said that.
Right.
So now you're held accountable to the standard that you set, and it wasn't based on anything substantial. So I never, when I seen how he was talking, I said, no, bro. The first thing I seen of his, I said, nah, I can't get with that, bro.
Yeah.
I can't get with
that. I like the way he I like the way he articulates himself. I like his knowledge on history. Okay. That is something what gets me tuned in to him is just his knowledge. I don't agree on what he says, but when subjects come up, I know he was talking about like the R. Kelly situation. I like hearing about that. I like where he was talking about the Diddy situation. I like his knowledge, and he does research. He's a very smart and can articulate himself well. It's just what his views are. I don't agree with. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your ethnicity and expressing that, thinking, black power or white power. I don't think anything's wrong with that. Right. I don't think it's wrong that some people think that LeBron James is the GOAT too, but they're wrong for that, right? But everyone has their own opinion and entitled to support whatever they want, right? But when you're pushing down or kicking down someone else just to uplift yourself, I think that's where it becomes a problem. Yeah. And for Dr. Umar, again, for a man who's been in the limelight and been a public influencer for all these years, almost 10 years, I've been seeing him online, and to get nowhere with the school for 10 years just to not paying registration fees, and that must have been something that accumulated over years. And then he wants to blame the county, saying, "Oh, you guys never told me about it." How are you not keeping track of your own property? Like, did you not know that when you bought the property, you were supposed to be paying for this every month until you got established? I mean, this is what responsible investors do. We pay attention to the property, the zoning, the codes that's going on. So he dropped the ball, man, and he's expecting other people to pick him up. But what did he do with all the money that was donated to him, right? What did he do? I mean, my assumption, which would be accurate, an accurate assumption, guess. Allegedly, he spent it on himself and is using it for his own finances. Yeah. It don't matter where you are, what country you're in, what color you're in. People are people, man. And for you guys, and Beyond the Hustle Nation, for you to fall prey of looking at these people as their gods and above everything, is the downfall. Everything is within you. The power to, succeed and be the best version of yourself doesn't come from any other outside influence, man. America has this problem, out in the West. We have this problem with wanting and needing motivation in order to get through, the day to day, life. Is like, I hear people, yeah, I wake up, I watch some motivational tapes or listen to some motivational podcasts and motivation this. I need to eat some motivational cereal and bake some motivational bread to get off of my bed. I need some motivation to go to the gym. I need some It's like, what do we need all this motivation for? You need motivation just to be superior you, to be the best version of you yourself. You need motivation. I mean, isn't all the bullshit that's going around the world enough motivation? Isn't the struggling enough motivation for you to want to do better for yourself, right? Like, I don't get it, and it's easy to fall into the motivational trap of seeing someone preset their camera up, and do videos and talk and show you how their life is. And you're right, man. It's fake. Yeah. It's a metaverse. It's a metaverse. It's a different world where,
bro.
Yeah,
these people be on here. These people be in character, bro. That's what people gotta understand. They be in character, and that's why I don't even front or play when I create my content for social media. I don't play. Yes, I'm portraying a character. You know what I'm saying? I'm not always clean shaven. Sometimes I even do my videos and I don't be clean shaven, bro. Because it's about the value that you have. And I think what people have to start, because there's people I follow online. Right? There's people I follow. Mm-hmm. Do I follow them every single day? No. Weeks go by, and then I'll go catch up on what I missed. And then a couple weeks go by because I don't just sit. I'm on social media a lot, posting or finding content to react to. But what you got to understand is, go where you find value, right? If you find value in what a person has to say or in what a person is doing, follow them. But if it has to be all on some motivation, or we just being nosy, or we just do it for the sake of entertainment, there's things I do for the sake of entertainment. I watch anime, a lot of anime. That's what I use to be entertained by, right? If that's what we're doing it for, then I don't think that's the most healthy thing to do, because people are on there. You have to treat social media like a movie, or how you would consume any other form of entertainment, football, whatever. Yeah. People are portraying characters on there. People get so caught up thinking because it's social media and because it's shot with a cell phone that it's real life. No, a lot of the pranks that people do are staged. A lot of the things that people, trolling, people are staged. A lot of those things are staged. It's for entertainment. And I don't think that's a problem. It becomes a problem when people don't know how to differentiate what's real and what's done for entertainment. So I just take all of that stuff, even when I watch the news, like we talked about it before, even when I watch the news, when I see it's all entertainment until proven otherwise. That's the way
Did you see the movie? Did you see the new Ice Cube movie? You see the new Ice Cube movie, War of the Worlds? You mentioned the cell phone. It was like a movie based off of FaceTiming, basically. Like the world's going to hell, but we're FaceTiming each other, and they're chasing me. They're run. Okay, I'm with the phone and I'm FaceTime. Yeah, like it was corny, bro. It was corny.
Ice Cube was in it.
So much out. Yeah, Ice Cube was the main character. Did you see the first War of the Worlds?
I did see the first War of the Worlds. That was pretty good.
Classic. Of course, it was pretty good. It had like Tom Cruise in it. I was like, man, who isn't gonna be in a movie that's not pretty good? That guy's in all the great movies. Shout out to Tom Cruise if you hear me. Big up. Another one.
Tom Cruise a GOAT?
Another one. He is a GOAT, not the GOAT. He is a GOAT. I would give it up to Jack. I'd give it up to Jackie Chan, man. Jackie Chan is the GOAT. That's the GOAT, man. He does all his own stunts. Okay. Broken bones, everything. He's been doing it for ages. Martial arts. He'll he'll kick your ass if you try to fight him. I mean, he's not going to be shy to break a bone or two. You know, Jackie Chan is the GOAT when it comes to action films. Because he's the real deal. You know,
Okay, a goat. I don't know if I would call him the goat, right? Only because
mhm.
doing your own stunts when it comes to like being a good actor, I think that there's other actors who are better than him from like an acting standpoint, right? You know, or delivering lines. But
Right.
when it comes to like stunts, yeah, he's definitely the GOAT when it comes to stunts. I would put Tom Cruise after him. And maybe Jet Li, bro. Jet Li used to do a lot of his own stunts too.
No, not like Jackie Chan. So
Not
Jackie
like
Chan
Jackie. No,
is, I think
Jackie would be
I
like
think
the
he's in
GOAT.
the
Yeah, he's
he
the
should be
GOAT
in
when
the
it comes to
Guinness
like
Book
stunt.
World Record. So defending his acting, he's exceptional actor. Is just his language barrier, right? He had a lot of acting where he's speaking Chinese and they do the dubbing over, the old
I
kung
watched
fu
those.
films.
I watched
But
those.
yeah, I mean, so
It's
he
Jackie
he was
Chan
he was great in
movies.
acting. That's what made his
Yeah.
movie like Rumble in the Bronx. Are you kidding me? What?
See,
You
okay,
don't remember
okay,
Rumble in the Bronx? That acting?
yes,
and,
yes,
and,
but
and he hardly can speak English, and he's doing his thing. Man, come on now,
yes, I
Jackie
do. I do.
Chan.
When we talk about acting goats, if we're talking about goat, I'm gonna tell you what. Jackie Chan ain't coming up in a lot of people goats when it comes to acting. He's not.
Right, I get it
That's
because
why
they're
I
gonna
said
ignore
when
him.
it comes to stunts. Well, because if we're talking about acting, in my opinion, actually, this ain't my opinion. Like y'all better agree with this. When it comes to like acting and delivering lines and going in, it's freaking Leonardo, bro. Leonardo DiCaprio. When we
Leonardo
talking about
DiCaprio,
like
I get it.
when we're talking about
I get
delivering
it. I give
lines
him some props.
and getting into character. When we talk about stunts, it's gonna be Jack. Well, you know what? It's got to be Bruce Lee first, right? And then it's gonna be
Mhm.
Jackie Chan. Living
I
is
think
gonna be
I think
Jackie
Jackie
Chan.
Chan would be able to take Bruce Lee. I think he
Well,
would. But
they did
but
fight.
again, acting, uh, we're thinking about in the English language because then we'll be able to understand and
Hmm.
the scene. But he's been doing it for ever since he was a kid, acting. And he's played different roles. He's not like an Ice Cube where
The
he
same
comes on
character.
and he's the same
The same
character
character.
every yeah like what's up? Hey, Logan. It's
No, he's not.
aliens.
It's not
It's
like not like that.
aliens.
So
Nah, man,
Bruce
they
Lee
dope
and
though.
Jackie Chan fought in a tournament. It was a karate tournament, so it wasn't like it wasn't like MMA, right? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Bruce Lee won it, but I think Jackie Chan was like younger. I gotta
I'm
research
not sure.
that. I gotta research that.
I'm not sure.
But
Never
yeah,
heard of
Jackie.
that.
Yeah, dude. I was a larger movie buff than I was now at the time. Like I went back and watched Jackie Chan's old movies, bro, when he was young, and the dude's like he's like a god in China, bro. Like
Yeah,
what we talking about, bro?
He's bigger than
He's like, bro,
Bruce Lee. He is a
they,
god, and
bro.
you know what I respect about Jackie Chan too. Again, this is what gives me an overall 5-star review for him.
Yeah.
Is he also set up his own production company where he had mostly a lot of his movies the same type of group of people, kind of like how Adam Sandler
Mm-hmm.
does his thing with
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore Productions or whatever. He's got the same people in it. Jackie
Yep.
Chan was doing that, so he was having bringing up new talent too in the
Mm-hmm.
martial arts film who generated into the American um, movie scene as well. You'll see some of the people who he started off in Jackie Chan's productive branching off into major um, movie scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
I can picture a couple of people in my brain right now. But yeah, man. So that should always be a consideration of whether or not someone's going to be a goat is where in the industry is whether or not he had opened up the doors for other people, to
Yeah.
come in. So that's very important.
paving
to
the
look
way
at.
for other people. I know he used like the same stunt people, like his
Hmm.
stunt team. It was all the same people in all the movies that he was doing. On his come up, he used the same stunt team. They all would fight him. I was watching this one thing where he fell off of like he was, how they do like the bamboo scaffolding, and
Hmm.
he fell off of that and hurt himself. He broke his hand.
Yeah, he
Man,
was doing
he
crazy
broke
stuff, man.
ribs, bro. Like the dude is and the one thing that
Jumping
he
off
said
of
he regretted,
trains.
yeah. The one thing he said he regretted was just his relationship with his son. But
Hmm.
he's grinding, he's hustling. So him and his
That's what
son,
Jackie Chan said.
they had problems. Yeah, him and his son, they had public problems and things like that, and they
I
had
didn't
a
know
lot of
that.
stuff going on. Yeah, bro. I was big in the movies, bro. The only thing that slowed me down from like my heavy movie buff consumption and like paying attention to
Yeah.
all that type of stuff was just like, when I got married and I had a family, I slowed down a lot of stuff. Man, I used to have like boxes, bro, like stacks of like DVDs. They had to be the
Yeah.
director's cut. They had to
Oh
be
wow.
double disc, bro. Like, oh, bro, I burnt a lot of money, bro. Um, but I do want to ask you about something before we transition into DC, because there's some stuff happening in Washington right now that I want to talk about.
DC, Chocolate
Yeah.
City, right? Ain't that what it is?
I have no
DC,
idea. Where you coming up
yeah,
with this
yeah.
stuff, bro?
Well,
Chocolate
DC was
City?
called, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, DC's called Chocolate City because it's predominantly black out there
Oh.
in DC. Yeah, it's always been like that. So that's the nickname. That's the nickname for it. Is Chocolate City.
Really?
Yeah, man,
Never would have
you
guessed
gotta
that.
travel. You gotta get around. You gotta get
Never would have
around, man.
guessed that.
It's a beautiful spot. I was there last year. Was in the DMV area. DMV area
Really?
meaning, yeah, DMV means DC, Maryland, and Virginia because they're in
Mm-hmm.
so like close proximity. They
Mm-hmm.
run along each other's borders. So you two streets down, you're in DC. We could be in Maryland, and two streets down, you're in
Wow.
DC. It's like that. Like you're looking for parking, and now you're parking in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. It's crazy.
Wow.
Um, but it's a beautiful location. I guess it's urban. A a lot of traffic, man.
Yeah.
But it's been known as Chocolate City for the longest, man. I think I've heard about it since the '90s. It was called
Wow.
Chocolate City. Yeah.
Never knew that. Um, we have a we have an individual here. Todd had commented on. I thought it was an interesting comment. I want to bring it up to you. The post that we did where you're talking about, is a car asset or liability, right?
Yeah.
So you can give some insight to that too when you answer, when you reply to this comment. But so you were talking about a car being a liability if you're a W-2 employee, and how it's an asset if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you have an LLC or something you can tie the car back to. Well, Todd says incorrect, right? It gets you to
Mhm.
your job. It's an asset. Without it, you can't make money. That was his comment. What do you have to say about that?
No, I agree with him in that aspect. So shout out to what's his name, Todd.
Todd, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Todd. I get that in that aspect. It is, but when it comes to tax purposes, it's not. You're not going to get any credit for it as being utilized to help you increase or your refund or decrease your tax liability. You get no credit
Mm-hmm.
for it being
Mm-hmm.
a business asset for business. All right. As an employee, no, it's a personal vehicle and it's taking you to and from
Yeah.
work. You don't get any credit for that, Todd. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Anything and almost anything in a sense could be used or could be, labeled as an asset.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, when you looking at it that way, if it's helping you generate money because it's going to you going to your W-2 job, then that's fine. But let's take it into the context that I was talking about as far as uh, it being an asset for tax reasons.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense. I don't when when we're talking about like it assisting you in life, it's an asset in that regard. Um, I wouldn't even think about it that way. I get what he's saying. I don't
I could flip the script on
I
him
don't
though. I could flip
necessarily.
the script. I could flip the script, Daniel. See, because
Yeah, I think you was
it's
being
it's
nice about it because I'm like, I don't agree with that. I don't
you
agree
know,
with that.
you as a W-2 employee, you know, in the books, when it comes down to the books, you're going to be spending. You're going to work, uh, you know, to make money, but you're spending that money on your car, and it's not really generating any
It's a
positive
depreciating
income.
asset.
Right.
The car is a
It's
depreciating asset.
so yeah, you're using it to make money, but it's not making money for you.
Right.
But as a business, it is actually, you know, when you have it at a business asset or when you have your own business, it is actually making money for you. You know, when it comes down to tax purposes,
Right.
it's generating additional credit, that's actually, you know, making you some money, when it comes down to taxes. So, uh, you know, on the flip side, as an employee, you're not receiving that type of privilege to use it to make money for you for tax purposes. So yeah, I mean, you know, we'll leave it as a stalemate, though. You know, I get what he's saying, and he's right about that. But I was using it under the context of tax purposes. So
Yeah.
you're wrong about that, Todd.
And that's why like rental car companies like after like Hertz or Budget or whatever, after they finish renting the car out for so many years, they sell it, right? Because you keep pouring money into this car, it's gonna put you upside down eventually, you know. Um, that's why like it, they when these rental companies buy their car and they're renting it out, so they're getting their return on their investment, and then they go and sell it. So like you got to use it for these amount of years, make the money, and then you make pretty sure you made your money back by that time, and then they sell the car. So now you just like
Yo, well,
doubled up
look
on
at
it.
it this way, Daniel. And here's another. That's a perfect example. Rental car companies get to write off their cars, right?
Oh
So if they bought a car for, let's say, $7,000, right?
right,
Okay, now you write off 7,000. You could write off 7,000 plus the mileage that they're putting on the car. That's additional credit. So now you got to write off the 7,000 for the first year because you get to write off up to, you know, 20,400 for vehicles under 66,000 pounds. So any type of sedan, let's say it's a sedan or a coupe that's being rented,
right,
you get to write it off, you know, up to $20,000 worth of that purchase. But majority of people, I know people who do Toro, and they stick to buying cars under 7,000 or low to rent out, and they're making that money back the first year. You know, the first year they buy it, they get that credit for their taxes plus mileage plus depreciation. So all that money is basically you just spent
gosh,
7,000 to make
yeah,
money right back at you, and this is
yeah,
before you even rent anything out.
yeah,
This is before the rentals come in. So now you're adding the
yeah.
income that you made on rent. So all that is money on top of money on top of money. So
Money on
people
top of
people
money.
who buy cars for those type of purposes, for rental purposes, they're actually, they're using a cheat code in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be hitting you up with that because I plan on doing something along those lines. I'm gonna talk to you about that though. We're gonna talk about that
Yeah,
offline. But dude, I want to get into this DC thing because this is like crazy. This is happening. And I wish I had a a video, a DC video, but I don't have one.
But
So,
have
uh
you seen how now, like, big food
oh,
companies, for lack of a better
hold
term,
on, hold on, hold
fast food
on.
companies, and then chips and snacks and all of that. Have you seen that they're working on
I don't want to.
GLP-1 blockers in their food?
So
I
they've
heard about
basically
that.
become
Yeah,
Ozempic resistant.
They are
You heard
trying to
about
make
that?
food now
That's
yeah.
that
scary.
can
That's not what I wanted us to talk about, but I guess since we're here now, we might as well, right? I wanted to talk
I
about
mean, you
DC.
yeah, you see me posting a lot about nutrition and food and the things that are in food, and yeah, that's one of the way things that it needs to be looked upon. Is some of these companies now are trying a way to combat uh, some of these medications that people are using to fight obesity because they
Yeah.
don't want them to be fighting obesity, man. They want to keep the
No.
people fat and unhealthy. Because we talked about that, man. The same company owns the same company that owns the same company that owns
Yeah.
the same company, man.
The same company
And
making you fat is the same company that owns the stuff that's like pushing that is beauty, and then it's the same company that
mhm.
that owns the company that helps get you better when you're feeling sick because you're fat. Like, bruh, it's just a whole cycle, bro.
It
Fat
is,
farming,
and
man.
the thing is like you could be a part of that too. All you gotta do is buy shares, buy stock, be majority owner, all that. You gotta have money to play, and then you can make decisions on when it comes down to the
God,
board
dog.
meetings. You can make
Yeah.
decisions on how you want the company to go because you're a majority shareholder, all this stuff. So yeah, man, it's the influence of the corporations is determining how our health and well-being is, and they're putting things in the food that they're not even putting on the labels. It's so much, man. When you go down that rabbit hole, you guys just got to be ready to put on that tinfoil hat and go on a ride with me, man, because you'll be exposed to a lot of things that's
Yeah.
going on uh,
Um,
in this world. But the
let's
whole point is,
watch it.
are you ready for it though? Are you ready to be exposed to that? You see, people are already comfortable being where they are, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to know, even if they know, they're like, yeah, well, who cares that there's human DNA in the McDonald's hamburger? Who cares? I'm gonna still order
I'm
hamburgers from
still gonna eat it.
McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're still
Yeah,
gonna eat it. They're still gonna eat
exactly.
it. They're
It's
still gonna
easily
eat it, bro.
accessible. And then they're
Yeah.
gonna get mad at me for saying that. They're gonna be like, "No, why are you telling me
Well, of
this?
course.
Because you don't know this chemical is good for you. Because if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in it,
Mm-hmm.
then it wouldn't be able to sit on the shelf forever. Because it's a billion of people that needs to be
Yeah.
served. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that was so great. But what does that got to do with me and my health, though? Right? So yeah,
Man.
man, you gotta, I like the steps that Robert Kennedy Jr. is taking to help,
Yeah.
um, you know, cleanse out some of the unnecessaries that are in our food. But let's see where it goes from there. I mean, I hope it's getting better. I think it's getting better, not only because of him, but people are opening their eyes and
I
realizing.
was gonna say
I
that.
think, yeah, I think the internet is exposing a lot of stuff that's going on, from
Mm-hmm.
things that are
Mm-hmm.
going on in bags of Doritos to uh, French fries that ants don't want to eat, and they put it on the ground. If the ants aren't eating it, what makes you think I want to eat it? You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, it's been sitting there for days and in the
Mm-hmm.
sun, and no ants, no nothing. Usually, if something hits the ground, the ants are gonna break it up
Ants gonna
and
come
it's
right to it.
gone. It's
Mm-hmm.
gone, right? But yeah.
They said
Um,
McDonald's French fries, you leave a McDonald's fry out, it doesn't deteriorate. This lady said she kept it for like years, McDonald's
yeah.
burger and fries and stuff out, and it looked the same. Well, I mean, like, yeah, it showed a little, but it wasn't like at the
Mm-mm.
rate that a
Like you could just
normal,
warm it up.
like, mhm.
It looked like you could just
um,
warm it up and eat it. That
yeah,
happens a lot. That happened to me a lot years ago, especially with my first son. Before I started going down this train of being nutritious, yeah, I used to buy McDonald's and Happy Meals and stuff. And then when it comes time to clean my car, I see these French fries underneath the seat of the car where my son, done threw his French fries and
yeah,
stuff, and it looks intact. It doesn't
it's the
have any
same.
mold. None of that. It's been there for weeks because it takes me a while to clean my car.
Yeah,
It's been there for weeks, and yeah, it looks right there intact still. Like it looks like all I gotta do is just throw it in the microwave and warm it up, and then I can
oh
eat it.
my
Right? 'Cause that's
gosh,
how.
bro.
Can you imagine? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, how it's stored and how long it's been stored. It's not fresh. This
we
food isn't
probably
fresh.
should.
I bet you there's things that we don't know that's going on in this food industry that is about to break the lid here soon, and it's
Yeah,
gonna surprise a lot of people.
a lot of people,
A
bro.
lot.
Um, let's watch this because we heard it, but let's watch it.
But have you seen how now, like, big food companies, for lack of a better term, fast food companies, and then chips and snacks and all of that, have you seen that they're working on GLP-1 blockers in their food?
So they will basically become Ozempic.
So just really quick for people that don't know, GLP-1 it's like a food suppressant. Suppresses your appetite, satiates you, keeps you feeling satiated. It also regulates your bathroom, your stool, bro. So you'll be going to the bathroom a lot, and it helps you with weight loss. And does Ozempic have GLP-1 in it, or is that something different? I'm not up on that.
I think it does have I think it does, and that's the food that they're creating is to block the
GLP-1
what it has. Yeah,
and Ozempic. That's wild.
Resistant.
They are
Yeah,
trying
man.
to make food now
It's wild.
That's scary.
that can resist Ozempic and
That's scary.
Monjaro and all of these drugs because the people who take this aren't eating junk food and aren't becoming overweight and aren't getting sick and are becoming more fertile and are becoming like they gamble less, they buy less, they smoke less, they drink less, they shop less, they do everything less of the unhealthy.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're actually going to make food that is going to block the block so that they can get you back into that. Sorry, that's just
Okay.
that's like
I wonder what that's going to do to people who really weren't in this at all. Like if you if you just like regular Doritos and you aren't
actually a
going
good question.
anywhere
Yeah.
near Ozempic, are you going to be like, look, I'll do anything for
Yeah,
that
you might
Dorito."
be-
like, are you going to lose
yeah,
your mind?
you
or
might
are
be
you
crack
not
hungry,
gonna
actually.
That's
feel
the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
no, you actually might be
You know what I
crack
mean?
hungry because GLP-1 is produced naturally, as I understand it, right? So
Didn't know that.
it's something that your gut is supposed to produce when you are full. Most food hacks that feeling, but if you have a healthy gut, your stomach tells you, okay,
Yeah.
you're full. So now, to your point, if it blocks that, yeah, we might get like crack Doritos now.
Yeah. This
Wow.
is what makes me feel crazy
brought children
sometimes.
Wow. I
Yeah,
want to hear
got
the
me
rest
thinking
of that. I
about.
want to hear the rest of that conversation because I knew GLP was natural. I didn't know it was something your body naturally. Now I got to go down the GLP rabbit hole.
He says that it makes you think that you're full, so your body produces that naturally. So
Well-
when people take it, it gives them that feeling of being full. So it reduces their intake amount,
Appetite.
right?
Yeah, because he said, well, once your body is full, when you're full, your body produces GLP-1 or GLP, which tells you, hey, you're full, don't eat anymore.
You're
so when
full,
you take
yeah.
GLP, basically you're getting that result without having to eat.
Right. You're telling your body
So it
you're
makes
full.
Yeah, you're telling your body that you're full, so you eat less.
Suppresses your hunger and stuff, right? Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it is crazy.
Because gut health is a huge thing. Now I used to take these these pills from Hims, and it was promoting gut health. And a lot of times, like when I started my weight loss journey, your gut health is what literally dictates a lot of what happens in your body. And a lot of times, that's something I never thought about. It's something I never even considered. I didn't even know it was a thing, right? But once I got on this weight loss journey, it was just like, yeah, bro, a lot of that stuff, like, we don't even think about it, you know? We don't even think about, I never knew gut health was a thing, but it helps with, like, cancers. It helps with, like, bacteria, things that build up in your body, like, you don't even know about.
Right.
But that's something that, you don't got to go crazy with it, but it's just something that, I would look at, I consider it. But, so what I wanted to get into, bro, have you been hearing about what's going on in DC? I haven't.
No, we talked about it a little bit, but yeah, let's elaborate. We talked about it offline.
I have a video I want to throw up really quick. I just found it just while that one was going on. I just found one because I wanted to give context to it. So, like, the whole thing with DC is that DC, what the crime that's going on in DC. Now, people say that DC. I found a video, another one that was talking about DC doesn't have a lot of crime in it, right?
Right,
I don't
right.
know, bro. I
yeah.
never been to DC. I never seen it, so you know. What I'm saying?
I
You
don't
know
see it.
something
When
about
I go,
it.
when I've been there a couple of times, I wasn't feeling like it was a place that was
U.S. President Donald
seriously
Trump.
crime ridden. It's just a highly, it's an urban area, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I felt more. I felt like I go to Atlanta than going to DC. So
You felt safer
I don't know.
in
People-
DC than you did in Atlanta. Is what you're saying?
In Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Let's check this out.
U.S. President Donald Trump has deployed 800 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to crack down on crime and homelessness. He also demanded that homeless people move out of Washington immediately and put the D.C. police under federal control. Trump said this earlier before declaring a public safety emergency in the nation's capital.
It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets.
The city's mayor, Muriel Bowser, has rejected the president's claims about crime, and while there was a spike in 2023, statistics show that it has fallen since then. Violent crime in the city is also at a 30-year low. D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab has also called the administration's actions unprecedented, unnecessary, and unlawful. So, what's next? The president must notify Congress within 2 days if he plans to take control of DC's police, but he can only keep control for up to 30 days under local law.
So he wants to crack down on crime in DC. Now, this is something that I have two different thoughts about this. So, okay, so here it is. So Washington, DC's murder rate is the 4th highest in the nation. So you got St. Louis, Detroit is number 3, and then LA. I've never even heard of this new, yeah. And then Washington is number 4. So, and I don't know. I never been to DC, so I can't really say if it is that dangerous or not. I'm not a you know what I'm saying? That ain't something I could do. 6 times higher than New York City. So 4.7, I think that's the rate of homicide. And then 27.3 homicide rate in Washington. And that's 2024. Higher than Mexico.
I don't know.
And Colombia. The murder rate in Washington, D.C. is higher than
Don't you making it seem like I didn't even think Colombia was even an issue when I've been out to Colombia. See, I don't get these statistics, man.
But it depends on where you go. It depends on where you go, because a lot of these shows and things of that nature, they're always talking about a Colombian drug lord, Colombian mob boss. Like they always reference.
Well, here's the thing.
Crime.
Here's the thing. Being that I remember one of my favorite classes is a class that a lot of people didn't like, and it's statistics. All right, when I was in college, you even did statistics and psychology as well. I took that class as well because I was a psych major at the time, and I loved it. You know why? Because it taught me the importance of understanding the scientific method and how to come up with accurate statistics. I don't believe statistics that I see up on the board, on charts or on the news, because where are they getting their numbers from? Yeah. Where's their control study, right? How did they come up with these numbers? Where did their control group? Where was their area of demographics to come up with these numbers, right? Like who did they talk to? Who did they, when they're like, survey says we think that the polls, this president is doing well. Where did you get this from? Who did you talk to? Right, really, right? Who did you post? I watch out for numbers. They're all, out there to swindle you, man, and
check that out,
and
you see that?
Pay you to a propaganda. DC police commander suspended because changing. See, there we go.
Statistics.
There we go. Look.
I had never seen. I knew you was talking. You was talking about it. I said, let me.
You're right on top of it, man. For real.
That. Falsifying.
Where they get their numbers from, man?
Bro.
Yeah.
Where you get your numbers from, bro?
And it could be, he can make it to where the numbers look worse than they really are, so that they can continue funding. Right. That's usually what the case is. The more crime, the more funding you'll get, right? So if your county isn't getting all the tickets or homicides or crime or anything like that, there's not that much funding that's going to be in your county, because you don't need that much to fight against crime.
Need it.
But now if you're in a area where you're putting the numbers up, spiking up the numbers, right? Just to make sure that they continue to feed you with the budget for next year, because You need the funds so that you can buy whatever toys that he has on the side. Who knows?
Yeah.
He probably got a yacht somewhere, a cabin
Yeah.
somewhere that he bought with the funds. I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just alleging,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, man, that was one of my favorite classes with statistics, and it lets me see that not to believe any statistics that I see. Matter of fact, that's exactly what they said. They told us in class, right? Don't believe any statistics that you see on the news. Here's why. They don't follow this method in order to determine or come up with the statistics, then it's
Yeah.
false. All they're doing is using numbers to manipulate you. They can
Push a
just take
narrative.
they could just take 10 people out of the street and
Yeah.
then ask them a question and then say, "Oh, well, 90% of Americans feel
Yeah.
this way."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And you have to look at who did the study and how many people, because a lot of time it's like, oh, surveyed 1,000 people, and they'll put it in that little fine print at the bottom, surveyed 500 people,
Right.
survey
Survey people to find out if Walmart is the best supermarket, but they surveyed the 1,000 people in the Walmart parking lot. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna get a lot of yeses.
Exactly.
So the DC mayor says the fact that we have more law enforcement and presence in neighborhoods, that may be positive. Personally, I think this is I have two different strands of thought. Number one is, I don't know what the crime is like in DC. I don't live there. According to what we just saw, crime is crazy. What I do know is that this is something that the administration has been talking a lot about when it comes to these liberal cities and the crime in these liberal ran cities, these blue states versus these red states, how the crime is in these red states. As we have a lot of crime in Florida, we have a lot of crime in Orlando, we have crime in our city, yet it's not to a degree where I said I'm worried when I move around.
Exactly.
Then again, I was raised in Pine Hills, so I mean,
it's all over the world, man.
I'm straight. I'm not gonna say I'm straight because I know people, but I just don't feel the threats. Even when I ride through Pine Hills, I just, I be having my windows down, jam my music, whatever.
Yeah.
So now when it comes to what these other states look like, we now know LA, Cali,
the same thing.
We are Chicago and all those, and how crime and stuff is there. There's a lot of crime that you see in these blue states that you won't see, or at the rate, in my opinion.
Correct.
I don't know,
there's
but I'm just saying,
there's something that's
opinion,
extraordinary.
The rate, there's something is there. Now, is this the answer? What Trump is doing? I don't know.
I think so. Yet,
what I will say is this: something has to be done, and
correct.
Clearly, these mayors and these governors, they aren't doing anything. So something has to be done, and just because, and a lot of black people are upset, black Twitter is upset at what's happening because they got videos of these federal agents just walking through the hood, talking to these black kids and whatever like that. Say, hey, what's going on? Just like going up to them. And the thing about it is, they're not even messing with them. Crazy, Paul. They're just going up talking to them. I've seen the videos. They're just going up talking to them. Hey, what are you guys doing? You can't be here. This is what we're doing. So be careful. Trump got this going on. And they're just literally just talking to these people, bro. And now they're saying that black people are going to start getting deported. I'm like, what? Black people, we next.
Yeah, I think the only reason why they are emphasizing the color and all that is because that's what DC is primarily made of, is the ethnic group is black people. I said Chocolate City. There was a reason why it's called Chocolate Cities, because it's mostly black people there. And so I'm not so familiar. I know when I've been there a couple of times, I wasn't looking for hoods or anything like that. I was in the suburb. I was in Airbnbs and upscale areas, and it was all Chocolate City, right? So no matter where you go, that's probably the demographic of people that's going to be portrayed in the DC area, in my opinion. Again, I'm not native of the area. I just reporting what I seen, right? So who knows? Of course that's going to be the people who are going to retaliate and say it's a focus of, they're focusing on our color or whatever.
You've committed a lot of
It's just
crimes.
if it is really crime ridden, there needs to be a show of force though in order for it to you know, be fixed. You know, in order for a change to occur, they're not going to do it by sending out pamphlets and knocking door to door and giving out cookies and stuff. It's going to require the people to respect the authority, you
Yeah.
know, around there, and so crime is just an indication of a lack of authority. And I know there's some places around the country where they just have a open lack of authority out there, and the cops are probably as corrupt too, you know, and
Yeah.
playing into this, you know, the streets that they have jurisdiction on. But you know, it is what it is. It looks like a show of force, a gesture of
Yeah.
a show of force that
Yeah.
things needs to be cleaned up, and you know, things can be better. And so if this is going to be for the better, let's see what happens. It's better than not doing anything, right? And
Yeah.
you know, so
I haven't seen a lot of like what's been going on like from an arrest standpoint. Like have they been making these large amount of arrests? A lot of the frustration came from just like Chicago, a lot of the crime is being committed by teens and young adults. Teenagers and young adults, they can't be
right,
convicted and tried as adults. So they just get off. They get off with a slap on the wrist and they're committing like violent crimes. Some cases are murder and they don't get the heavy sentence like an adult would. So what happens when a young kid commits a crime, a heavy crime like of that nature, right? An adult type crime, and you let them off. They're not going to get rehabilitated. Let's be honest. They're going to become more
yeah,
violent and they're going to do it again. So they want to try to shift up the laws to where they can try these minors as adults. Personally, my opinion, I think if you commit a crime, you should be tried as an adult when it comes to like murder, right? When it comes to like murder, armed robbery, when it comes to like these weapon and violent crimes of that nature, I don't think that that's a problem. Now, how you gonna do it? I don't know what that will look like, but let's be honest. If you commit a murder at that age, I mean, there's not a high chance that you're gonna get rehabilitated. And well, you don't believe the statistics, but 70% when they get out from committing these murders, they go right back to that same life and they commit
yeah.
even more violent crimes. So I don't know, man. That's
The
just my opinion
statistics
on it.
are, you know, I think that's just the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
My thing, like, okay, yeah, he's going into DC with the, you know, with the military. They only have 30 days. You
Well,
mentioned
that's
to make this.
that's if he take that's him taking over the DC police. He has
Oh,
30
okay,
days
okay.
to like
I see
take
what you're
over it
saying.
from like the DC police standpoint. Now, you guys want to do your research or fact check me on this. DC was not supposed to be ran like any of these other areas across the country. DC,
Mhm.
since the White House is there, the president is there, the administration is there, is housed there. Federal government was supposed to govern DC in the surrounding areas. It wasn't supposed to be that way. I don't know what year when America became there and it became run like these other states or these other areas. I'm not sure when that happened, but DC was supposed to be a federal. It was supposed to be the only city that was supposed to be ran that way. So I think Trump's like, hey, we need to go back to that. And if this goes well and he's able to cut down on crime, I mean, he already said it. He wants to do the same thing in LA. He wants to do the same thing in Chicago. He wants to do the same thing in New York. So, um,
I don't know, Daniel. Really, I really don't know if it's really going to make an effect. Here's why: is because of the economy, man, and jobs. The lack of jobs is what creates crime, in my opinion. When people can't feed their kids or
yeah,
put money in their pocket, they're gonna result to things that are gonna be, you know, not the conventional way of making money. They're gonna find ways to make money. Someone's gonna get robbed. Someone's gonna get killed during the time, you know, or during a transaction. It's gonna spike up crime whenever there's a lack of jobs, and I don't see any creation really of any type of new jobs or industry going on. Everything is going AI and robotic
yeah,
now. So what's
yeah,
going to happen to the people who can't catch up? Um, I'm assuming all that it's going to be is just way to cattle up people, man, and lock them in prisons, because without any type of jobs out there for them, you're going to have all these military, all these law enforcement on the streets cleaning up and just locking people up, which is going to be a good industry for the private prison, industry, man. There is going to be a lot of money being made in the prison industry. I mean, it's just my calculations of it. If there's no work, no jobs, people aren't really rushing to start their own businesses. They're not having the momentum. They need the motivation. They need motivation in order to get stuff started. They need me to say things in a different tone and a different light to make them feel better, right? In order to let them know that they need to that no one's going to come out to save them. And then they're going to get caught up in the system. They're going to be caught up with what's around them and what people are doing in order to make a living in that society, in that area. And a lot of the ways they're making money isn't pretty. So what's going to happen? And I don't know if you heard of it, and not to switch the subject, it's right on subject. But here in Florida, they've even, created a new prison complex out in the Everglades called Alligator Alcatraz or something like that, right? What's the purpose of that?
Hey,
monstrosity.
Listen.
But to house in more criminals, which they are routing up.
This is gonna be controversial, but that's for Alligator Alcatraz because I'm with it.
You're with it, you said?
I'm with it, bro. I'm with it, dog. Listen, let me say this.
Look. I mean, you gotta have a place to put them.
This Alligator Alcatraz was supposed to be for the illegal immigrants to be able to process them out quickly. It has an airstrip built on it, so they can fly them out quickly. It's supposed to be one of them type of, because Trump wants to pick up on, he wants to ramp up the amount of illegal immigrants they're able to arrest and deport. So that's what it was, and they couldn't do it at the rate that he wanted. They lacked manpower, they lacked the infrastructure, they lacked the housing. Mm-hmm. So these states, instead of us having to get them and bring them all here, we can deport them right in your state, process them in, and deport them right from your state. So, I mean, DeSantis is Trump's homeboy. So, and in Florida, Trump lives in Florida. So, of course, DeSantis is gonna rush to help him out. But yeah, bro. So that's why that was done. Now, will they keep it and run it as a prison? I don't know. I don't know if when you looked at how they built, it was just a bunch of tents. It literally looked like a deployment, like a military base, in theater. So I mean, I don't know how long it can do that, but
when I think about it, it's just like, how much more new prisons do we need? It just means that these prisons are getting filled up.
You know what Trump wants to do. He don't want to do no
crime
prisons.
Is a business. Crime is a business.
What Trump wants to do, right?
What is it?
He wants to deport these high end criminals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of the country.
He wants to get them out of here. So this is very, very controversial.
Yeah. Do you know what that means? That to me that's product being sold. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
Don't commit crimes, people.
Of course not. You don't want to be a
saying,
product
bro,
that's sold on the slavery market.
All right, and I'm talking as a 4-time felon, guys. Now I'm not just talking as a person that is just out here talking. I'm a felon, bro. I got 4 felonies. Don't commit
4
crimes,
of them, huh?
bro.
I didn't know that.
Don't commit crimes, bro. So to say that this is a race issue or a social issue, it's not any of that. Don't commit crime. Now, this is just my opinion, right? This is just what I think. The troublemakers of society, it's not a crazy percent. I would say it's a good 2 to 5%. I don't even think it's 10. I think it's like between 2 to 5% of people are causing all the trouble, right? It's the same people, because when you look at the people that are committing the crimes, when you look at their pictures, when you look at the videos online, they have similarities to them. from the Karens to the YNs, they all look similar, right? Is a certain person or a certain personality type that's committing these that's just like troubling, the nation. So it's just like, you get rid of that. I think majority of people just want to be able to live and go throughout their day-to-day life without being like messed with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's just that. And when it comes to like opportunity, right, and be able to make money, you got people that go out there and do illegal things. That's fine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the people committing these violent crimes, running over people from taking the ATM, from getting money out of the ATM, running over the dude, killing him, going through his pockets, bro. And then right after they did that, and we're talking about in DC, and we're not talking about like hours, like we're not talking about like different days or different weeks. No, a couple hours later, they go and commit an armed robbery, right? And then 12 minutes after that, they're committing another crime. Like they're literally doing GTA in real life. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about people doing these. So we're talking about like those level types of crimes. I think there's levels to it, right? I wasn't a crazy violent. I wasn't violent with my crimes. I had a lot of theft and burglary, right? Grand Theft Auto. Like I stole cars. So it's like I did those type of crimes. I'm not saying it makes it better. That's not what I'm saying at all. Right? Because I deserved everything that came to me. But I was not there blaming people, and I was not there calling for racism and saying y'all bother me. No, I was committing crimes, bro. I deserved everything I got. You know what I'm saying?
Take responsibility for your actions.
You take responsibility. Yes. But you can't do that to our black community. I don't want to turn this into that, but it goes into line. You can't, for some reason, you just can't hold the black community accountable without being called something. And I don't think that that's cool. Because if you're out here committing these crimes and you want to say, oh, they don't have dads, they don't have this, they don't have, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I get it. You still committing crimes, bro. So, I mean, you get what you get. So,
yeah, I agree. And crime is a business. So if you want to be a part of that business, if you want to be a product of the, stock trade market, of being the stock market of being a prisoner and stuff, man. Yeah. Like you're saying, where they're ready to sell prisoners to different countries and things so that they can be slave workers to their. Yeah, you guys are being a part of it. It's unfortunate though that there's a correlation between high crime and low job opportunities. And unfortunately, nobody's coming to help the communities. No matter what they say, no matter what type of politician is on the tube. No one's coming to help you. All right. Not the churches, not the politicians, nobody but yourself. All right. And so it behooves you to find a mentor that's in the position that you want to be in and get up off of your ass and go for it. Make something out of yourself so that you are not part of that human stock market. Okay. Really.
Yeah.
To be real.
You want to complain. They want to sit here and complain about these things, man. And I'm just at a mindset where it's like, then don't do it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was out there and I was doing my thing, bro, like I kept a job. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got tired of being, man, I got tired of having them cuffs on me, bro. I got a job.
Yeah, basically, but unfortunately, some people don't learn though, Daniel. That's the whole point. Some people don't learn. They try to think, man, I'm gonna get El Salvador
then, bro. Go to El Salvador then, bro. Keep doing it. I don't want that, dog. I don't want to get us in trouble too much, Paul. But bro, I got some takes. I'll probably say this for my own because I don't want to mess up Beyond the Hustle. I'll say this when I'm doing my own videos.
Yeah.
Cause, dog. But dude, man. Episode 33. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. And if you're trying to find a way to do something different, do something better, you want some opportunity advice, man, make sure y'all hit up Paul Renee, bro. TaxMoney123.com for all your tax purposes and finance needs. Real estate. And what else, Paul?
Taxes also. And if you need any help starting a business or need any type of skip tracing services, we're here for that as well. We take care of the nation. We're over here. Thank you again, Beyond the Hustle Nation, for being a part of this It's the 33rd episode. We're a third of a way through to 100 episodes. Phenomenal. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys need any production done, we can help out too. We have Daniel Tatamy over here with Tatamy Productions, the maestro. He's the man behind everything we do over here Beyond the Hustle, Beyond the Hustle Nation. So we appreciate your support. We see a lot of love out there. Even you too, Todd. Appreciate the comment or whatnot. But we got a stalemate on that. But definitely, we will talk to you guys again on the 34th episode. Let's see what's going on in society, and you'll get our reactions on it. All right. So we look forward to talking to you guys some more.
Yep. See you guys next episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit us up on Spotify and add us to your library. We'll talk to y'all next time.